Hello, and welcome to my channel. My name's CreatorXD. Wheel of Time fans have a lot to be excited about this week because we got new character posters and a clip. I would like to say before I get into it that if you like what you see here, don't forget to like the video. It helps so much with the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for notifications for when I post new content and go live. So I'm not going to make you wait. Let's get into the clip.
On the slopes of Dragonmount, shall the child be born?
You've been studying the prophecies.
There's a lot of contradictions, Moraine. A lot of unknowns. They say that Luce Theron was the one who put Callum.
Okay, Yosha Azran with the red hair. He looks really good. he looks really, really good in this season. Also, I love me a Rand Moraine strategy conversation. Rand pushing back, Moraine trying to guide him. It's a classic book thing, and as a book reader, I love to see it.
And on the Stone of Tyr. That only the Dragon Reborn can draw it again.
Not if another male channeler takes it first.
No one has taken it in 3,000 years.
The Forsaken have...
He looks so good, but also the fact that they're talking about the Stone of Tyr is so refreshing and so interesting. Rosamund Pike in an interview recently said they haven't neglected the stone, they're just changing the order. And so far, it doesn't look like they're going to get to the Stone of Tyr this season based on what we've seen in the teasers, but the fact that they're talking about it, it reassures me, even though Rosamund already reassured me, they're gonna get there eventually. And the fact that Moraine is pushing for it right now because Rand is so gosh darn Two Rivers stubborn guarantees it's not gonna happen right away.
Haven't been free.
If they could, why haven't they yet? They could be waiting there for me to take it. I could be walking into a trap.
So what do you want to do then? Do you want to wait? You want to stay here?
No.
No? Then where do you want to go? Then?
Where do I really want to go?
Yes, where do you really want to go?
Home.
Home?
Yes.
Oh, Rand. Of course you want to go home. You're so sweet. He's a sweet little shepherd. But that's not your plot this season. That's Perrin's plot.
To the Two Rivers?
Yes. There are people I can trust.
And what will your army of farmers do against the Shadowspawn?
We're gonna see, aren't we? We're gonna see that later this season.
What will you do when your Two Rivers run red? When the waters are bloated with the swollen bodies of your family and friends?
Jesus, Moraine. Easy. Easy. Wow.
Rand, you're not a child. You are the Dragon Reborn. There is no homecoming for you. Not now, not ever.
You don't tell me what to do anymore.
Whew. That... Mm-hmm. Ooh, the music. Moraine's Moraine is seeing a new side of our boy Rand. He's growing up, guys. He's growing up. He is no longer a child, and she's beginning to see that. Okay, well, absolutely loved that. Wonder if that's coming in episode 1? I don't know. Eventually, they are going to decide that they're headed to the Aiel Waste. We saw that in episode descriptions that Prime Video dropped and then took back, because I guess they didn't want to give away too much too soon. But yes, in episode 2, I believe Moraine is taking Rand and Egwene, and they're getting out of Dodge, and they're headed to the Waste. So Rand's got to make this decision soon. That is not the only thing we have to talk about, though. Let's talk about the posters. Okay, so the posters for this week were from the Two Rivers plot. That became pretty obvious because a lot of the backgrounds were from the Two Rivers. We start with our main protagonist, arguably, definitely, from the Two Rivers, Perrin I. Barra, wolf brother, blacksmith extraordinaire. He is dressed for battle, which makes sense because as we've seen in the trailer, there's gonna be some fighting in the Two Rivers this season. He's got leaves kind of spiraling off of him, which is interesting because in the other character posters, we had the White Tower plot already, and we had the Waste plot. In the White Tower plot, it was crumbling. There was debris coming off of the characters. In the Waste plot, it was sand, which there's a lot of sand in the Waste, so that checks out. In the Two Rivers, it's leaves, and there is a particular moment for Perrin in the books, and it looks like also in the show, based on some scenes that we've seen, where trees are important. At least they serve as a really impactful setting. And so the fact that we're using leaves here, it makes a lot of sense. The crumbling in the White Tower, well, if you've seen the sneak peek clip, that makes a lot of sense too. And the sand, again, there's a lot of sand in the Waste.
I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
This poster is interesting because Perrin has both the blacksmith's hammer and the axe. Once a blacksmith, always a blacksmith? But Perrin's also got that dog in him. Perrin's hair just keeps growing. No haircuts for this man, which I assume is them trying to lean into the kind of more wild side of Perrin, especially because we saw him lose his shit in the finale of season 2 after Hopper died. All dressed up and ready for battle though, Perrin looks very intimidating, especially with the dual wield. And then we have our boy Loial, an interesting poster because as you'll note, there's a Waygate behind him. Book readers, if you know, you know. He's got a lantern. You know when else they've used lanterns? While they're in the waves. I think his hair and makeup has been elevated. I don't know. I know I've been a little bit like semi-critical of Loial's look just because I felt like his hair was off somehow, but somehow in this poster I feel like it's working a little bit better. I feel like the prosthetics have been updated for sure. He just looks, I don't know, it's just more believable for some reason for me. Do you agree? Let me know in the comments if you agree with this. Definitely digging his outfit. Interesting because we know there's going to be a battle in the Two Rivers and he does not have a weapon, though Loial in himself, we've seen, can be a weapon. And looking off into the distance, he just looks very expeditionary. He just looks like he looks like he's on a mission, which again, if you're a book reader, you might understand why that might be. And even though leaves are significant for Perrin's plot, just generally, I think they're also significant for Loial. Obviously, Ogier have a strong connection with trees and with Waygates, at least in the books and in the behind-the-scenes stuff in the show. One way to open and close them is by using a key, and the key is shaped like a certain type of leaf. Oh man, next up. This is sort of burying the headline because look at this outfit. Look at this outfit that Alanna Sedai is sporting. The hair. She is battle ready as the rest of them. Perrin with his 2 weapons, she's equally as battle ready as he is in this outfit because, you know, Aes Sedai, they don't need weapons other than the one power. As you'll recall, the Green Ajah is the battle Ajah, so if Perrin could pick one person to have along for the ride with this Two Rivers expedition, I feel like Alanna was a pretty good option, and the fact that she's there, it's a good thing for the Two Rivers folks. And then we've got Maxim, the snack warder himself, looking Robin Hood-esque almost with this fun buttoned up coat. He's got the bow and arrow. He's got his little hair pulled back and a snooty little bun. He's looking really good, very serious. In the trailer, we saw that he's probably going to play some kind of battle leader role in the battle for the Two Rivers, and he's looking the part here for sure. It is worth noting that Yvonne does not have a character poster like Maxim does. If you'll recall, Alanna looked very, very upset in the trailer, and if you watch the sneak peek, the end of it had Alanna and her 2 warders up against an entire squad of Black Ajah people. So things are not looking good for Yvonne, and we can all just hope that our predictions are wrong there. And finally, we have an antagonist poster for the Two Rivers plot. And antagonist, you might ask? Well, we know that Padan Fain's a dark friend. He was in league with Ashamael last season. He led the Trollocs to the Two Rivers in season 1 and followed them. He got the dagger. He stole the horn. This is a bad guy. An objectively bad guy. Oh, and he was at the Dark Friend Social in the cold open for season 2. Dane Bornhald, though. He's a White Cloak, and we know that White Cloaks suck, obviously. Eamon Valda sucks, but Dane was always kind of a better guy. He gave Aviendha water, for example. But we need to remember that Dane witnessed Perrin murk his dad. Just absolutely brutally murder his dad. And Dane knows where Perrin comes from, given the fact that he called him Two Rivers consistently. So I'm sensing, even whether Dane turns out to be a dark friend or not, that we're going to get a revenge plot here. So whether these two are in league, I'm not going to spoil it. We know what happens in the books with these two, whether they're in league or not, but we'll see. We'll see what happens in the show. I imagine that they're on the poster together at the very least because they are both antagonists in this Two Rivers plot. Whether they're in league or not remains to be seen. It is interesting too that Padan Fain's outfit is a little more noble looking. He was pretty shabby, as I recall before, as a merchant, but now he's looking a little more elevated. Thank you so much for watching. That's going to be it for me today. Another reminder that if you like what you see here, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell for notifications for when I post new content and go live. I also really want to thank my generous patrons and members. You guys are amazing. TheBomb.com. Your support means so much. And if you want to join this esteemed group of individuals, you can do so by becoming a member on YouTube or a patron on Patreon. Loving all this Wheel of Time news that we're getting. Hopefully we get more and more before the season premieres on March 13th. And don't forget forget that you can watch episode 1 early if you sign up for the Prime Video fan event. I'll try to find the link and put it in the description of this video, but that is on March 8th, Saturday, this Saturday. That is finally going to be it for me. I hope you all have an amazing day. Bye!